Hey, but the summer of tirerack sweepstakes. What is that? You've not been listening? Bad job by you. The summer of tirerack sweepstakes rolls on. Amazing. We had our first winner announced on Sunday. One winner has already been selected to win a set of 4 brand spanking new tires. How cool is that? Yeah. Everyone needs tires, right? This is wonderful. And what better place to get tires from than tirerack.com? Now, 2 more winners. 2 have an opportunity to win a set of 4 tires, and that includes installation, right? You get that. You get the taxes and fees all covered, valued at up to $1,500. Hello. Give me some of that, right? I'm not eligible, but you are. And it's very simple to sign up. Enter daily. You can do it right now. You don't have to wait. Do it right now. Enter daily, which gets you a new entry into the contest every single day. Your new favorite website, foxsportsradio.com. That's the site. You go to foxsportsradio.com. Boom, you fill out your information right there and boost your opportunity, your chance to win. And 2 more winners, again, 2 more will take home a set of 4 brand spanking new tires from our friends at tirerack.com between now and August 27th. So you still have time, but don't waste it. To enter and get the rules and regulations, visit foxsportsradio.com. And it's sponsored by tirerack.com, the way tire buying should be. Get those tires. That's right. Another Dalvin Cook-related monologue. The free agent running back late of the Minnesota Vikings, Dalvin Cook, visiting the Jets over the weekend, and he was given a rambunctious welcome with rhythmic chanting. They were chanting the man's name. We played it for you yesterday on the show. The Dalvin Cook signed the contract and all that at Jets camp. So does this mean that a deal is imminent, that it's about to happen between New York and Dalvin Cook? Well, if you have not heard, and maybe not, we are told that the Jets, while they enjoyed their chit-chat with Dalvin Cook, they had a great time, likely had a good meal and all that, they did not get the impression that Dalvin Cook was all that interested in playing for the Jets, or for that matter, anyone else. That they hung out, they had a nice time, they talked some ball, and Dalvin Cook soaked in all the attention that he could get from the Jets fans, and then he went on his merry way. And so here we are, continuing to play the waiting game as it goes on and on. So let us discuss the question, is Dalvin Cook just a big tease? Is that what Dalvin Cook is? So I'm nodding my head yes at this point. I'm nodding my head yes, although he is a strategic tease is the way I will describe it, a strategic tease. I've got Twiddling, Cardboard Box, and Dua Lipa. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice pitch. The field, the pitch is what we're going to make. So, Dalvin Cook has been treating this like he's a high school junior, and he is thinking about going to college, and he's going on a tour of the different universities to try to decide where he wants to go to school. That's what Dalvin Cook is doing right now as he goes around to various NFL teams and chit-chats and tries to figure out what he's going to do. He's getting the lay of the land. The lay of the land is what he's getting here. The full picture, all the options, all the available options. But it is clear that he loves being wooed. Now, you could argue everyone loves being wooed. You like being wooed. I like being wooed. Everyone wants to be wooed. Woo me! Everyone, right? Woo, 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 woo. And right now, he is the best-looking person at the running back position, Dalvin Cook. So there's a lot of flirtation that is going on. He's soaking up all the attention, the mating dance that goes on between teams as they try to seduce the free agents to come play for their team. And so the Jets are like, well, we want you. But he's like, nah, I need a little more courtship. I need more courtship. I have to play footsie. I got to get a little more warm and fuzzy before I'm ready to agree to a contract. So I'm not doing it. Right now, I'm not going to do it. And hubba, hubba, hubba. Not going to happen. So that's where we are. And you have a 3-horse race at this point. You've got the Dolphins, who are leading the Jets, and then after that, you've got the Patriots. Now, I mentioned this is strategic flirting. And the reason I'm going strategic flirting is because Dalvin Cook would prefer to play for the Dolphins. But the Dolphins know that he wants to play for them, and so they're playing hardball. And they're like, if you want to play for us, that's fine. But we're not going to go crazy. But he wants them to go crazy. So it's driving him nuts. These other teams like the Patriots, they like to bargain shop, and the Jets are interested, but it's like the Dolphins. The Dolphins are the one he wants to play for, but he's been unable to convince the Dolphins to give him a little more money, closer to cover the difference that he lost when the Vikings fired him and let him go. So you've got the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots, all AFC teams. What about Buffalo? Well, Buffalo really hasn't shown much interest. And so he's perfectly fine using the strategic approach, Dalvin Cook, based on this side of the microphone, where he just kind of circles around the airport waiting for a runway to open up that he wants and meandering around and watching all the fanatics go crazy and scream his name. And he's also got, in addition to the Dolphins, the other variable here is Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. Because if you get snap, crackle, pop from some other team that has a star running back, then all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute, you can get some money somewhere else. If Derrick Henry, God forbid, were to pop some kind of ligament, then would the Tennessee Titans call Dalvin Cook? They might. Right? Saquon Barkley were to be injured with the Giants. Would Dalvin Cook get a call from the Giants? You can play that game, but he's hoping to swim with the Dolphins, waiting for Miami to give him the green light. Now, part B of this, coming off an absolute puke bag of a season, Russell Wilson popped up. He's facing a lot of noise from all factions, the media making a big deal, NFL personnel making a big deal. One NFL personnel director, for example, called out Russell Wilson, said he's lost his athleticism that made him elusive and made him great when he was in his salad days in Seattle. So according to an unnamed executive to The Athletic behind a paywall, the quote was, he, meaning Russell Wilson, has lost that athleticism and speed to make the plays that he used to make as far as extending the down for receivers and to make plays down the field. He is still a capable passer, still a guy with a big arm, but I think, this unnamed executive said, I think he needs more things around him, close quote. So is Russell Wilson's lack of speed and athleticism a big deal for the Broncos? And I'm going to shake my head no, that it's not, because here's why. Those things you knew were going to go away. If you're the Denver Broncos, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think he was going to get better as he gets further and further down the line away from the prime years of his athletic career? I mean, what are we doing here? I'm not saying those things aren't important. Obviously, they help. They certainly do help. But Mr. Unlimited was never nimble-footed. This is not one of the all-time great running quarterbacks of our time. It's not. And you got to go back almost a decade. 2014 was the last time that Russ was even close to being a dominant runner with the football. Well, athleticism, it's not necessarily running the ball and all that. But listen, you look at the cardboard box. What's in the box? You look at the cardboard box, but what's on the outside of the box? Not just what's inside the box, but what's outside of the box. You look at the fine print. Read the fine print. It's the circle of life in the NFL. Russell Wilson turns 35 during the NFL season. What you lose in athleticism, you're supposed to make up for in gumption and guile. Right? Isn't that how that's supposed to work? That's the selling point of the older players. Like, well, they're not as athletic, but they got gumption. They got moxie. That's what they got. Those kind of words. And now we anticipate that the Broncos are going to come out here and run the most vanilla, boring offense you have ever seen. That Sean Payton is going to play hide the quarterback in plain sight. Would be stunned if they don't do that. With a run-heavy offense, as much as you can do it. You can't run all the time in the modern NFL, but you start looking ahead, and you got Benny versus the Penny is going to be here before you know it. You start looking at the Broncos, you're like, okay, how are they going to play? They're going to play it close to the vest. They're not going to throw the ball too much, rare and appropriate. And that's how they're going to play it with Russell Wilson until there's some sign of confidence that this guy has not completely lost it. All right, now the last word here. There's one other wrinkle that we need to talk about, and The Athletic unloaded on Ryan Tannehill in an off-the-record assault. This is the same story that had the quote about Russell Wilson. So they had several evaluators who do not believe that Ryan Tannehill has what it takes to maximize the Tennessee Titans roster. It's not exactly an outrageous take. The money quote that I would like to parse here as we break down different quotes. So the money part of this, the quote was, Ryan is a solid starter who has to be managed to prevent the big errors, talking about Tannehill, but is often the byproduct of success at skill positions and defense. A Tannehill-led team can't win a Super Bowl, close quote. Body blow, body blow, body blow. That last part, can't win a Super Bowl. Now, I have been one of the great critics in talk radio about Ryan Tannehill, taken many a cheap shot at Tannehill over the years. And as a gambler, I have benefited when Tannehill gets into a big game and Tennessee not able to run the ball and Tannehill usually chokes. I benefited from that. But I am here to say, even though I am a critic of Ryan Tannehill, I disagree with the hypothesis that Tennessee cannot get to a Super Bowl or even, dare I say, win with Ryan Tannehill. All right, so let me explain here why I'm taking that position. Now, this NFL executive who said the Titans can't win a Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill, is that fact or fiction? I, again, believe it's fiction. I'm going fiction on this. As big a critic of Ryan Tannehill as I am, I have seen enough of the NFL product over the years. And I'm not going to sit here and go tinfoil hat, say it's all scripted, although many do believe it is scripted. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to tell you is, in my life, in the media business, since I've been in the media business, a few years before that when I was hanging out, I wanted to be in the media business. But since I got into the biz, look at some of the total stiffs that have gotten to a Super Bowl. Some of them have won the Super Bowl. For example, Rex Grossman of the Chicago Bears. My guy Mark, who's in tonight, a Bears fan. Rex Grossman. Makes no sense. It's illogical to think Rex Grossman did. Jared Goff. I know he's played better with the Lions. He wasn't that good with the Rams. Jared Goff was in a Super Bowl against the Patriots as the Rams starting quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck with Seattle years ago. Donovan McNabb, the guy puked in the Super Bowl. He wasn't very good. He was there with the Eagles. They got to the Super Bowl. You can go on. Colin Kaepernick, who had not that good a career in the NFL, got to a Super Bowl. And you look at the guys, they all lost, but you look at the guys that have won. And Eli Manning, very average, not that great a player, Eli Manning. Average NFL quarterback. But what happened? Couple of playoff runs, he was perfection. Joe Flacco, jump ball Joe with the Baltimore Ravens. Couple of crazy runs for the Ravens there. They had Joe Flacco. They had, back in the day, Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson with Tampa Bay, Nick Foles. That's the greatest example. Nick effing Foles with the Philadelphia Eagles. And, hey, I am not going to dismiss Matthew Stafford. People said, I was told by everyone, my friend Rob Parker, stat patter and all that, everyone goofed on Matthew Stafford. But for one season, and more importantly for 1 month, Matthew Stafford was good. And the Rams won the Super Bowl. So that's the point, right? It can happen. It's like the Dua Lipa song, Levitating. For 1 month, you have to levitate above all the other quarterbacks. You have to have an out-of-body experience, as Andrea would say. And if you have an out-of-body experience, then, yeah, you can do it. So do I think the Titans are going to win with Ryan Tannehill? No. Do they have no chance? No, they have more than no chance to win. And so that's my position on that.